Hi, welcome back to Byte Forever. This is another Commodore 64 video. It's inspired by the 8-bit show and tell channel's video called Commodore 64 Bugs, Quirks and Easter Eggs. I'll put a link to that in the description. There will be quite a few other links in the description as well. Just to things like C64wiki.com, different aspects. I've had to draw on a few resources like that to research this video. As an aside, sort of started doing this video and quickly found out that I didn't really understand how it was working, what was going on, so went away an hour later after some research. Here we are. So this video, like I say, is inspired by that one on the 8-bit show and tell. And one particular part of that, around 3 minutes 50 into the video, shows a line of codes in BASIC which will crash the Commodore 64. And that line, I can just repeat it here, is question mark, which is shorthand for print, plus quote quote plus minus 0. If you run that, you see that the BASIC prompts, the flashing cursor's disappeared. So you can press run, stop, restore, shift restore, control restore, nothing will bring it back. So I was interested in this, and Robin on that video said that he didn't really understand why this was crashing the computer, and I don't know, looking back on it, I wonder whether he does actually know and he was going to do a video later, or he hadn't fully investigated it, because he seems to know everything else about the Commodore 64. So I thought maybe he was saying that was just like an opening to someone else to do a little video on it. So I thought that's where I'll try and come in on. At this point now, going back to this, computer's crashed, so I've got an action replay cartridge, which is this red thing here. So just press the right hand button on that, it brings you back to this menu. You can press F3 to do a reset. So that's quite good. You just don't have to, it's not completely crashed the computer in the sense that the reset doesn't work. But so in researching this program, in researching this video, what I wanted to try and do is understand like how the basic interpreter works. How like your program is stored in memory, and started off, we'll come back to the crash code, but what I actually did was wrote another sort of ubiquitous, really simple program, which is just temprint hello. I mean, you could do hello world, but just stick to hello for now. Just uses up more memory effectively, and kind of makes you address the end address of your program later. So just got 10 print hello and 20 go to 10. Can run that. That's basically all that does. So what we could do now is use the action replay cartridge, the left button on the back. Press that, you come into sort of utilities menu. You go into a monitor, which is machine code monitor, so you can view memory, disassemble, do all sorts of things directly. And it just happens to be looking at address E5CD, but that doesn't really matter. What we're interested in is the start of BASIC. So all BASIC programs on Commodore 64, they start at location 0800. Actually, it's 0801. But the sort of address range goes from 800, which is always happens to be a 0, so we'll see that in a minute. And they just print out or look at up to 083F. That should be plenty enough. So it's actually more than enough, because FF is just after the end of the program. So I spent some time kind of manually before this video looking at this code and interpreting what it all means. Again, some of the stuff on C64 Wiki was invaluable in doing this. But we'll have a crack at just explaining what we've got here. So it says address memory is S0800, so that's the start of basic area of memory. This is where your programs start from it, but the first byte is always 0. The next 2 bytes are the low and then high bytes of the next line, or the address of the next basic line. So this is actually interpreted not 0F08 but 080F, and that's down here somewhere. Which I'll come to obviously in a minute. And then after that, the next 2 bytes are the line number. So we've got, and again it's low byte, high byte, so this is interpreted 0A00 is actually interpreted as 000A, which is 10. So that was line number 10. So remember I've written it down here, if you can remember. So we had 10 space print quote space quote hello end quote. And you can actually see that here. So this is line 10. So 0A is 10. 99 is the encoded token for print, the print keyword. And then we've got a 20, which is space. It's interpreted as space by BASIC. We've then got 22, which is the quote, and actually at this point you can see this area here is like the text representation of these numbers in this particular machine code monitor. So we've got the quote, so that's the you can actually see the space actually there as well, so space quote, and then we've got the text hello, which is what we're printing out, and then end quote. So you can see these aren't ASCII or the text representation in ASCII is actually the other thing that Commodore used, which was PETSCII, which is how they represent each character. So how each character is encoded. And if you look this up, I'll put links in the description to the table. But you can see, if you look at that 48 is H, 45 is E, then you got 2 L's, 4F is O, and then the end quotes. So you can also see that there. And then we're at the end of line. So the end of line is also it's represented by 0, 0. So each basic line has to have 0, 0 at the end of it. And then we're on to the next line. And if we examine the memory address, which we found here was the address of the next line, so 080F. This is the next line, so it starts there effectively. That's that address. Because we're effectively printing 8 bytes on each one, that's why these addresses at the side are incrementing by 8. So yeah, that's the next line. And the next line starts with, obviously, again, the address of the next line. Now, there's only 2 lines in the program. So interpreting this low byte, high byte, so it's 0818, which we can see there. That's the next line. And we'll get to that in a minute, but actually say it now, but 0000 is the end of the Commodore 64 program, which is good because we only got 2 lines in the program. Now, so we've got the address of the next line, which just happens to be the end of the program. And then we've got low byte, high byte again. So this is actually interpreted as 0014, and 14 in decimal, converting from hexadecimal to decimal is actually 20. So yeah, that was line number 20. Look at the original program written down. 20 go to 10 is the next bit of code. And so that's the 16 bits of the line number. So 89 that's actually the keyword for go to. The tokenized code for go to. We got another space, so we had go to space, and then the next bit is actually represents the line number in text, which I didn't realise. So you can actually see that, which is 10. So it's go to 10. So just skip down to this bit. We can see this up here as well. So it's just realigned to this line number. And then, so if we just print out actually 080F to 08, well, just do 2F. So this is the end of the program after the go to 10. So you see go to 10. We've got 00 for the end of the line, and then 0000 marks the end of the basic program. So that was a bit of a long-winded sort of description, but that is how your program's stored in memory. The next bit we're going to do is kind of the same, but we're going to try and look at what the code for the program that crashes, what that looks like. So bear with me, I'll just set that up. Okay, so I've just done a reset. I'm going to type in what is effectively the same program as I showed at the start, but we're going to kind of, it doesn't actually matter because BASIC just converts the question mark into print anyway. We're just going to do it like this, just because it still crashes anyway, so it's because we're putting a line number on there, obviously doesn't get executed immediately, which is good because we can look at the memory in the monitor. So just press the action replay button, M for monitor, so into this again. This is exactly as before. So look at memory location 800 to 82F should be enough, because it's really short program, it's only one line obviously. And so I went through before this and sort of manually, well, it's not disassemble, but it's like manually interpreting the basic code, I guess. This is what the basic interpreter would do. I'll just run through that now. So again, start of the program is always 00. That's at location 800. Got the address of the next line, which is low byte, high byte, so that's 080F, so that's down here somewhere. In fact, it'll be there. And then we've got the line number, which is 10. Again, this is exactly the same as the previous basic program. So we've got low byte, high byte, so it's 0008, which is 10 in decimal, 99 for print, the space, which is 20, and then we're into 30. So just in my notes here, 30 is the PETSCII code for 0. So that's what we had. We had 10 print, space, 0, and then the next one is plus. Now this is where it gets slightly, well, wouldn't say confusing, but buggy, I guess is the word. I think this is where the bug arises, because the plus should be, rather than being, where have we got to now? I've lost track of it. Oh, we're on this part here, so we've got the 0, and this should be plus, but AA is actually PETSCII code for a weird little character, which hopefully be able to see is this here. So it's like one of the graphics characters. It's a vertical bar on the right hand side of the character. What it should be for plus is 2B. So that's the first sort of problem that we're encountering. So if anyone knows why this is, please let me know. It could be just the way it's trying to handle concatenating strings. Then we've got 2222, which is a double quote and then another double quote. And again, we've got AA, which is this plus. It should be a plus, but it's not. And the similar problem is, if you can see that, the next part on this address is AB. So that should relate to the minus there. But actually, that's the PETSCII code for this character, which is sort of like a little T on its side, a little T junction character. For minus, it should be 2D. So that should be the code there, but we've actually got AB. And after that, it all goes kind of back to normal, where we've got 30, which is, in fact, we can see all that there. So 30 is again just the PETSCII code for 0, and the end of line's fine. We've got a 0, 0, and then the next line starts 0, 0, but actually it's the end of program, so that's a special code for end of program. So you can see that in here, these characters are actually being interpreted as text. So that's the vertical bar on the right hand side, the quote, and the little T junction and 0. So that code is actually just wrong. If you were trying to concatenate strings, I'm not sure exactly what the basic interpreter does with that. I mean, other than it crashes, we'd have to run a more advanced debugger than this, I think, so we could step through the basic interpreter. I might do that in a future video. I think probably gone on long enough in this one. Other than actually a little idea I've just done off the bat is just do a quick reset again. So just got a new program, but we'll type in something that is a valid program. So you could do plus HAL plus LO, and that should, if you run that, that's valid code. You can concatenate strings with that. So if we disassemble, or we'd look at the memory code for that in the monitor. So looking at 800 to 082F, let's say, that's plenty. It's interesting, and this is why I wanted to just do this. I just thought of it. We've got all the code that does the 99, which is print space, 22, which is the quotes, 48, which is code for H8, and then we've got EL, 22 is the quote again. Now we've got this AA again, which is what we had in the other program. So if you look, the AA is this sort of vertical bar on the right hand side of the character. So it looks to me like, even for a valid program, this is what the basic interpreter will insert or use as the code to concatenate two strings. So yeah, the other point as well is that I suspect what's actually going on is it's some combination of this plus and the minus. So we could do that as well. So we'll just do another reset. So this is a little bit of extra stuff that I've just kind of gone off script, if you like. We'll just try 0 plus quote plus 0. So I don't think this is going to crash the program, or crash the computer. So this goes back to, yeah, type mismatch error in 10. What we're trying to do is we're trying to concatenate an integer with a string and another integer. So that's actually invalid in this Commodore 64 BASIC. You can also do the same thing like that. If you run that, you get the same error. So I just do list again and run. Yeah, type mismatch error. So I think the critical part of this, maybe someone in the comments, or maybe I'll do a video a bit later, critical part is the plus minus combination, I think, and probably when it's combined with all this, because this kind of gives it the context of, right, you know, we're concatenating two strings together. So if we did, just overwriting the line, actually just do a new, if we do 10 print 0 plus minus 0, and then we look at the code for that, that's 0800 082F. So we got we should just sort of ignore this bit, that's the next line address, that's the line number, 99's print, 30 space. Again, we've got, 30, I didn't put a space in, 30 is 0, character 0. A again, which is plus, and AB, which is the should be plus, and AB, which should be minus, but is actually, like I said, these sort of vertical bar characters and the T-junction character. So it's interesting that there's actually a bit of code after that as well, inserted, where all we did was 10 print plus 0 plus 0. I should look at that again. We got some other code afterwards. Let's just do a reset. Oh, actually no. Let's just go back into the monitor and then F3 to restart. I think that's probably reset. Okay. 0 plus 0. Okay. So if you do 10 print 0 plus 0, that actually does a reset and doesn't give you any listing. So there's obviously something really strange about these two codes here, this AA and the AB combined, or even just the 0 combined with AA. So if you did 10, alright, so if you do 10 print 0 plus, again, that's crashed as well. So run stop doesn't work. So it's not just, what I'm saying is it's not just this code here that crashes. There's various combinations of that, which I think effectively just boils down to, as we said, the strange behaviour of string concatenation, which uses these codes. Okay, I think I've probably gone on for quite a while on this video, probably longer than I expected to. If anyone's got any comments, any suggestions, please put them in the comments below, and like and subscribe as always. Thanks for watching. Bye for now.